Yeah, it is recording. Don't
No,
worry.
no, no, what's being recorded?
What have you learned from the video?
Can it hear me?
Sorry?
Can it hear me?
No worries, just speak.
Then someone asked me,
With you, the ticks, what ticks to use for certain things, like you want to put a picture, and I have a picture. I don't know which category it was each in, but I just went overview.
Okay.
I do like picture like smoother, and what's the size you can use it, all the different things, and then also another thing.
can I add on to what you said? So what you mentioned earlier was CSS, you did some styling, you did working, and you did it like on the same sheet as the sheet.
Yeah.
I just forgot the word.
In line, yeah, you were right, in line. It is in line. It is external when you have an external file. Let's say you have a separate file that has edit.css, so it is external when it's like that. But when you put it in the HTML, it's called inline.
Oh, I was and we spoke about, she mentioned earlier about resizing it, so what you need was you use something called PX. Yeah, okay, I don't got it right, but that's a type of sizing in CSS, I can call it. Yes?
Pixels.
Pixels,
Yeah.
and you get out of keep doing that. And you also use border radius to like his image around there. And what else?
Okay, sure. Let me just.
So someone else can speak.
Okay, so from what we did yesterday, what did you see there?
No,
Everyone. From what we did yesterday. From what we did yesterday, let's just forget about stuff that is new.
They told us the list and the
One at a time? Okay, you go
the
first.
headings are from like 1 to 6. They told us
Each one up to. Okay.
And but they said here that I really knew that the heading 1 is the most important compared to heading 6. That is like the
Least important, yeah.
Something they see something they use as fonts instead of what's the actual use.
Okay, nice.
I can't tell some people, but I also learned that you mentioned right now. There's something else I'm going to say. He also mentioned that not recommended you use like two of the same kind of reading sizes because they will confuse the optimizations. It will search and all that, something like that you mentioned. And yeah, I just wanted to add what you said.
Okay, you had something?
I just see that it's the same thing we did yesterday about the doc type and I just thought the document.
Okay. So, you have anything to add?
You were sure that how to add an image.
An image.
The attributes that go with the image.
Okay. So, who can tell me what we did yesterday? Do you still remember guys what we did yesterday?
Sorry?
What text did we cover yesterday? Text. DL it was day before.
Yesterday.
And
Anchor text.
and the top.
And site.
Isn't it the
Block code. Site. So, let's start with the block code. What did you understand about the block code?
The blocker was like a quote from like a site that you
External
can
source.
use, yeah.
Mm.
So you can use it like just to read it where you exactly read from the site part.
Okay, a site.
That's the reference of middle quote was
The site tag.
the site characters.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Or
If-
if it's not there,
Yeah.
if it's not, no, she's right.
Is it?
Or,
So
or does that quotations?
it has conditions.
Okay, then next
Side
I
and-
think this has medical comes now, so it's sort of like the reference of medical comes.
Mention the source.
So
I just noticed quotes.
can you guys go to MDN and look up on the search bar at site, which is CIT on the MDN document. There's some slides that I'm gonna share with you. That is, they are just basically covering what we were talking about yesterday, but they have more content. So I hope it's gonna be great for you guys. So can you? Okay, just what can you see over there? Like there's a definition and example. So just take me through what you see on the screen. Anyone? Anyone?
What do you say?
What do you see on the screen right now?
Should I read from the beginning or should I read from
Now the site, the definition of site plus examples, because on your right hand there is examples. There's a definition and examples.
Yeah.
So can you tell me or can you read for me? Because
I'll read. The site HTML element is used to mark up the title of the site created for. The labels may be abbreviated for according to context, appropriate for making representation method.
okay.
I don't know that's the definition.
Can you go to example?
Uh,
While she's doing that, somebody can you search block code? Because I think block code and site they are similar. Yeah, they are similar, but one is inline. The other one is wrapping the whole text, which is the whole paragraph, and the other one is wrapping just an inline part of the text. So if you can go on examples and just see what is there and tell me what you find. So today we won't be leaving the anchor black for real because the base tag, all the stuff that I taught you on the anchor tag, it's gonna inherit that, but with the extra functionality. So
I'm sorry, sir, is the base tag, is it like a tag? Like
it is a tag.
like
It is a tag. It is a tag, but it's one of those tags that belongs in the head. So remember what I said? It's part of the metadata. Yeah, it's part of the metadata. But it's not a tag that you usually use, but you still use it. It's relevant to HTML5. So, so is there anything that you are finding, guys? Because I'm still waiting for you to give me some. Yeah, there is.
So the difference is basically the performance. They have a
Yes.
different
Yes. Okay, that's side. Yeah. One site is used within a block code. It's doing what she was saying, which is giving us the reference of the title of the author this time around. As you can see, but when we use sites separately, it's when we want to something quotation. At least it was meant for that. It was meant for that, but some browsers they don't support that. They don't support that behavior at all. So you need to have CSS and just
So what is this?
the footer. This one. Okay. I don't think we have arrived there because when we advance in this course, there is gonna be a section on HTML which is semantics. So semantics is about putting everything in their respective tag. An example, if you are building a header, you know in the header what you find navigation, you find this and that. So there are some elements such as header, footer, main, sections, and navigation. Navigation, it's just a nav tag.
So is it like formatting elements?
Yes, you just defend them and put them in their respective places because you cannot just put the head footer on the head. So, in order for you to understand, remember the other day I spoke about separation of concerns, whereby you are just separating things and just put them in their respective places. So, it's all about that. Like, it's more of like organizing that you can know what is what and where does it belong to. So,
Can I add also to give you more visual correction as I mentioned that? So you guys have been gone a site, right? And you see that top thing that says home and about that's it now, right? Revelation. And you're gonna deal with it. He's not at loss. You should be correct. The mother looks at this like a total icon or like a that's it. That's
and the main is whatever keys in here. Because the footer is usually down here, the header up here with the number. So in the middle is the main, whereby you can divide the main into sections. Hence we have the section tag. Because most of the time you need to divide the sections. Let's say, let's just use an example. So here, as we can see, we have these 2D layout, which is vertical and horizontal, which is it goes closer to the side. So, in order for you to achieve this vehicle, you need to understand what is what we does belong to, because this, all of this here, it belongs to the main. Let's just say this was our header. This only belongs to the header. Well, I know this is an input program. For now, this is our header, this is our main, and this here, this is our footer. We just gave you this is our footer, but it helps to structure things in the iPhone. You can even know that even if you make an error, so that we will know where to go and fix. So I hope you understand this.
Yeah, but which every single function.
So I'm just going to. I don't think you guys understood the anchor in the manner that I wanted, so I'm just going to take you to that one because there is more than we understand with the anchor, and it is like the main foundation of a web, because websites are all about linking pages. So the anchor, you can link pages using an anchor, and the base tag is built specifically for that. So we need to understand what is a relative link, what is an absolute link, also link/path, because sometimes they can say it's a link, sometimes it's a path. It's almost the same thing. Who remembers the href tag, href attribute we spoke about? Okay. Yeah, come on. So can you tell me about the href attribute?
So we use that href with the site link,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that you add a description of the what's in the name. So in this video, the concept is basically if I click on the it has the description of the Excel as well.
Mm-hmm. On the href. Okay. Let's give it a chance. Now you can speak.
That was like the second thing what she said.
So you said the href also?
So then we put the link.
Okay. Who spoke about Facebook yesterday, about linking Facebook? It was you. So just picture this. On the footer, right, let's say that's where you are leaving your contacts and everything. So on LinkedIn, you have social media accounts such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. In order for you to link that, you use an anchor, because an anchor tag, it has an attribute that is href. That href attribute, behind the scenes, when you put a link, let's say, when you link your profile there, immediately when you press that anchor, it's going to take you straight into that Facebook that you have linked. But I'm going to show you some examples, because it's not just about some web-related stuff. Let's say, which is you cannot just link only Facebook web application. You can link so much, which is you can even link emails. You can even make SMSs. You can even make calls. Remember when I said when you visit the website and you see a number, the minute you press a number, it takes you to your dial pad on your phone, which is an anchor is a tag responsible for that. And Even on emails, you can see an email in press, then it's going to automatically open Gmail because an anchor is like responsible for that. That href attribute is so important that it carries a base URL, which is that over there, that dev dot, it carries that. So the minute you press an anchor tag, a link, the href attribute, it carries a link because it's href equals the link, which means when you press that anchor tag, it's going to take you straight into that link, which is Facebook in your case, because you spoke about Facebook being an example of what we are speaking about. Your Instagram also, I'm saying now you can also make calls using the anchor tag. You can also send emails using the anchor tag. So let me just give you these slides, share these slides with you so that you can see what I'm talking about, because here in these slides it's more descriptive so that you can understand this. Yeah. Hey, my mouse is moving slow, yeah.
As you can see,
As you can see, just forget that. I'm not sure if we are going to wait for using this. Let's wait while it's loading. So, I'm not sure if you were paying attention in the video, it explained how the web worked. By the way, I used to watch that guy too, Mosh Mohammedan, like he's so good, like the way he explains things, concept, and also like I would advise if you're at home, just go on YouTube, search Mosh Mohammedan. Whatever course you are doing, he's doing it. Python, read Python, JavaScript, Node.js, HTML, CSS. Just take some 5 minutes videos, chunk it up. Don't watch the whole 3 hours video, it's gonna depress you. Just chunk it up, 5 minutes, take a break, 5 minutes, take a break, so that you can at least breathe in your mind and also have questions for me. Because the minute you're watching this video, some questions will arise. Oh, what if I can do this? Can I achieve this using this? So that is what it is important in this learning and interacting. Ask me questions because I won't get bored, trust me. Because if you ask me more questions, I'll get challenged. Then the love for this thing will come back to you and you'll get what you want, guys, which is knowledge. So, I want to start here. So when they speak about front-end development, they're speaking about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is the user interface, the behavior, like when you submit, click, that is all in the front end. Front end is basically what you see. Back end is basically the processing behind the scenes. Database is the storage. So each and every application, they have those parts. The front end, which has to be user-friendly, which is in terms of design, everything. Back end, processing of information. Just picture this. If you know that, I used to have this, but it's okay. Picture front end as an interface. It is an interface. It is what you deal with as a user. And picture backend as something that is validating all of the input that you are inserting on the client, which is on the user interface. Then database being the storage that you can use to retrieve and also upload stuff. Documents, they call it documents. Whether it can be an image, a video, or text, database is responsible for that. And there's a lot of types of databases that we know. Some of you guys have interacted with databases such as Excel. Excel is a database. It is a structured, it is an SQL database because it has tables and columns. Sorry? Yes, SQL. But when we get there, I'm going to explain why I can say Excel is an SQL database. Because we have currently we have two types of databases, right? Which is an SQL database and a no SQL database. And no SQL and no SQL. So
It's not
no SQL. It means it's not an SQL database. It's basically like JavaScript objects. So it has collections and documents. It's made of collections and documents. SQL is tables and rows and columns. So that's the difference between the two. But I'm not there. So let's just try to focus on this. So can anyone just read that paragraph for me? The tiny paragraph on the side.
the left-hand side.
Yeah.
The most important attribute of the anchored element is the hrefs attribute, which indicates the link's destination.
Okay. So one, an unvisited link is underlined and blue. Do you understand that?
I'm not sure what I'm specifically talking about.
Okay.
Oh, it just displays as.
Okay, let me just show you something. Oh, you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you get it? Do you get it? Okay, sure. Because it shows you, me alone is just something.
I need to see it, man. I need
Okay,
to
sure,
see
sure.
it.
Let me just give you a live demonstration. Okay.
I need to see it.
Okay, let's Google Elon Musk just for this. Sure. So everything that we see here that has this color, you see,
Oh, I see what you mean.
it's unvisited.
Yeah.
But if you can click on it, let's just try it. Let's click on it. Let's see. Okay. Let's go back and see, is it the same or did it change? Look at the color. So, did you notice that? Okay, let's go back to this. So, number one, an unvisited link is underlined and blue. A visited link. I understand. No worries. It's nature calls. A visited link is underlined and purple, which is the link that I just showed you. An active link is underlined and red. Do you understand that?
So where do you see it? It's like,
Sorry?
so where would you see it?
The last one? Okay. When something is active, usually it's when you are clicking or hovering on top of it. Let me just show you this. Yes, let me just try to show you this. So if I can try to click, wait. Basically, an active, this guy. An active link is when you are hovering or you are clicking to something. It's changing in color because they call it state. Like a link has different state, which means one being unvisited, two being visited, and three being active, which is upon clicking or hovering on top of the link itself, it has some
It's
say.
like loading on the website. It is constant.
Yeah, but it changes a color.
Because different websites have different things.
Not really. You can customize that. It is customizable, but usually people don't customize that part because they're too lazy. You can customize it if you want to because, as I've said, in CSS when you get there, you get to understand. You can also style the states of the tag, which is when it's visited, you can just put something, make it glow if you want to make it glow, or animate it. You can do a lot there. It's up to you. You know, in some sites, when you hover on top of them, then there's this pop-up, boom, press this, so, which means you can style the state of the buttons, of the anchor tag. So let's go back on this slideshow. I want to extend this. Yeah. This network, what's happening with this? Oh yeah. So the anchor tag has an attribute that we already spoke about, which is href. If we can check on the first one, let's say create a website link. There's an anchor tag, the opening tag, and the closing tag. In between the opening and the closing tag, we have a text that is code girls, which is the anchor tag is going to show that code girls. The minute that code girls is going to be underlined and blue if unvisited. So the state will be applied on the text. Without the text, there isn't an anchor. So there needs to be a text visible in order for us to see the link, right? So this is when you are creating, the first example, this is when you are linking to a website, right? Check there, because we are using https://codegirls.consolenet.net. That is a website. On the second one, create an email link. The same href attribute, but look at this part. If you take a look at this part, just this, HTTPS. Remember we spoke about HTTP being the protocol that the computer uses to communicate. Look at it. Mail. This is also a protocol, but not protocols that website uses. I did some networking, so I understand about protocols a bit. So this mail tool is an SMTP protocol. SMTP protocol is a send mail transfer protocol. It's all the emails or your Gmail, your Outlook, but mail, they're using this protocol to communicate. So this is a secure protocol. It cannot be. Yes, it's an end-to-end encryption. Because my message, you cannot see my message unless I CC you into my message. So this is that protocol. Same here. You can link a phone number using the same href attribute, which is the protocol here is 10. So when you dial and when you open your phone and you dial back and you just enter somebody's number and call, underneath there's this TEL protocol that hits the satellite. Then the satellites come straight here so that we can have connection between you and I. So this is mainly for that. Remember I said in the you will see this number, the minute you press it's going to take you to the down, right? So this TEL is responsible for that. Same as this manager is responsible for opening the Gmail when you press. So the reason that this is going to keep you safe for manager, to website. So these are the examples and attribute and anchor tag attributes that we have. If we look at the examples, this is an anchor tag with an href and a protocol of HTTPS, which means it's linking a website. Then we have a new attribute, which is target. Who can tell me about that target attribute? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Okay,
safe attribute.
Okay. So before I give you the answer. All of you, okay, we are five. Okay, sure, nice. Can you read the value and the description of blank?
Blank opens the link document in a new window tab.
Okay, sure. Read the second one, which is self.
Underscore self opens the link documents in the same frame as the script versus default.
Okay. Parent.
Underscore parent opens the link document in a parent frame.
Next one, top.
Top opens the link document in a full body of the window.
Last one, frame name.
Frame name opens the link document in a new window.
So this target attribute, it controls, since I said to you, the anchor tag is somehow special in HTML because it's used for linking pages, emails, websites, telephone numbers. So that target is a way to control where are we opening this link to. Are we opening it in the same tab or in the parent of the element that we have, or can we just open it on the same page, which is it won't create a new tab. It will just open in the same tab. Like have you ever watched a YouTube video online? Just that is linked, a video that is linked on a website, but it's on YouTube. So that the minute you press play, it's not taking you to another tab. It's just opening a pop-up. Yeah. That's how you achieve that. Because if you take a look at self, which is the default, open the link document in the same frame as it was clicked. This is the default, which is when you link something and press, it's not going to automatically leave the page and open unless you specify on the target, which is blank, underscore blank, which is going to take it to another new tab. So these attributes, as I spoke about, I said attributes, they tell us more about the element. At the same time, they may have some effect on the page. So as we see here, the target and the href attribute are very crucial. The target can be optional because on the href there's a lot you can do. It's not just websites. You can even link elements using an ID. An ID is let's say you have an anchor tag, right? You can give it an ID, which is an identification, so that we can select it specifically instead of saying, oh, I want that and that and that and that. We have not reached that point yet with this course, but we are going to reach it when we get on CSS and styling elements, selecting elements. So we'll get there, but just know that you are. Okay, sure. Let's do this. Okay. So this is the URL structure. If you take a look at the first segment, it's HTTP, which is the protocol identifier. Remember I said HTTP and HTTPS protocols, but the only difference is the HTTP is not secure. HTTPS is secure. Right? Then there's this www, which is a subdomain that stands for World Wide Web. That triple W's, it's World Wide Web. This one in the middle, the NY's zone, sometimes it can be Facebook. It depends on the domain that you're visiting. Facebook, it is a domain name. It's a domain name is a name that is human readable, because behind the scenes, when you type Facebook, behind the scenes, it's changing that domain name into an IP address, because Just imagine when you visit a website and just write 192.60. It's not something that is human readable. It is machine readable, right? But this domain name, yes, it can be very weird. An IP address, I know. But this domain name is taking away that burden of us being like having to type the IP address directly. So we can use a domain name. A domain name is like something like your address. So an IP address. Oh, okay. Who can tell me about the IP? You understand
I
about
think,
it? Yeah.
so from my understanding, every device that you have
Yes.
has its own ID. So it's like, if you think about ID for each human, I think about that for every device. I'm not sure if it's specifically online.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Very much.
So who can give me the definition of IP? Internet protocol.
Oh,
Internet protocol. So you see, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's a lot of these websites. Just see these websites as houses, right? In order for me to reach your house, I need to know your address. So the IP address, it is basically that. But since it is not machine, like a human friendly or human readable, the domain name is more friendly to us as humans. So we can just type it out, then when it sends the request underneath, it's changing that domain name with the IP address so that it can locate. So an IP address, it is used to locate the site, which is Facebook, your Twitter, underneath is using what? An IP address. You will understand it when you get to the site of deploying the site, which is it's going to make it publicly available to everyone when you deploy it. So underneath, you get to see the IP address. You can use the IP address, or you can use the domain name.
so do I say incorrect?
Not really. It's not like it's incorrect, but you said you're not sure about the internet.
Yeah.
And the IP definition,
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, that's why I said.
That part. So anything else is perfect, but that part because internet protocol is IP.
Yeah,
But yeah,
get to my knowledge.
sorry. So there is .com, which is top level domain. .com, .co.za, .org, it is called a top level domain. The slash and blog.html is a request that is the requested content. If you remember yesterday when we played around Visual Studio Code, some of you guys managed to launch. So are you
Okay, so yeah, no.
okay? So
Sorry.
no worries. So yesterday, I forgot my point now, but it's fine. So yesterday some of you guys installed LiveSafe on your Visual Studio Code and you launched your first website on the page, right? Yeah, but I'm not sure if you did take a look at the URL bar. There was slash index.html at the end. So that index.html, it was the file that you guys had created. So it is the requested content. Because it said 127.01.1 slash, the port, which is 5000, then slash index.html. So the port is just showing you where it is hosted. It is available on the port 5500 in your case.
So it's like if you maybe when you say go to Facebook, it will say facebook.com, but if you click on maybe messages, it will say facebook.com/mention.
Messages, yes. You just gave me something to speak about. Remember I spoke about Anchor Tank being able to link pages. So on Facebook, right, when you press the navigation bar, it gives you messages, notifications, settings. Those are pages, right? The minute you press messages, it's going to take you to another page, which is the page for messages. So behind the scenes, it's using the anchor tag. So you are linking pages. Not really. It's not opening on a new tab on Facebook because it's not leaving the current browser, the current viewport. If it was leaving and opening another tab, and whatever you were doing on there stays there. So it just opens it on the same frame, taking the full width of the browser, which is the more you advance on this, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of SPA, which is single page applications, like SPAs, which is single page applications. So Facebook is using that model, but it's still external pages, but you can't see that they are external since they are using the model of SPAs, which is single page applications. Sometimes a single page application, the minute you press on a navigation bar, maybe you are pressing about, it will just scroll up instead of loading a new site. So, yeah. Do you know why they had to come up with that concept? Because each and every time you press an anchor tag, like you press an anchor tag element, it refreshes everything. It makes you lose the data that you already inserted. Because just picture this: if you had an input, a form that you wanted to submit, the minute you press something that has to do with an anchor tag, it's gonna refresh it and you lose all of the data. You have to re-enter again. Sometimes it's called event bubbling. Event bubbling. Bubbling. BUBLING. Yes. But you don't have to write that part down. We get to it when we speak about events in JavaScript. You guys are so advanced. Eh? Okay, let's go do this. Okay. So this has okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. So I was just speaking about absolute versus relative URLs. Who can just try to give me any ideas what I'm speaking about when we speak about absolute and relative URLs?
Okay, can I give an example?
Yeah.
Okay, so with absolute, our search anything that's got to do with URL, so anything with www and things like that, I'm a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and with the second one, well, I see that as you know, you're on the same page. For example, when you share, like quick links, you click on it and it drags it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's that. I'm just guessing.
Okay. Who's willing to try? Just try. Try. That's what you can do. Try. At the back.
I don't know what they are, but the difference that I see, we actually do have the protocol identifier for the HTTP, and then we just have the end of the, like, what you can do, like the requested content. So that's the difference that I see.
I would guess another time. I would guess that the absolute would be anything that's external and relative is anything internal. I don't know if I'm right.
Okay.
So like you know, there are images or something internal.
Yeah.
You can't get external images or something like
Internal. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
Oh yeah.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I'm going to give you 85 for that because that is good. So, relative and absolute. You remember we spoke about MIME types, which is images, songs, videos, all of that. When it's here on locally on my device, it is a relative because it's a relative link because I can access it because it's in my files. Then there's absolute. Absolute, it's a website or a web page somewhere else or a picture that is hosted somewhere else. I just go and grab the absolute link and put it there. But the difference between the absolute and the relative, the relative doesn't have HTTP protocol because it's a file system. You are accessing something within your files. So the HTTP, you are communicating with the external server. It might be this server right here, hosted here. It might be a server that is hosted in America or whatever place, but you are using. So, okay, the difference between the absolute and the relative. Okay, sure. The absolute path is like your link that you can get on Facebook or you can get wherever. Let's say even on Facebook, you upload images. You can grab those images by just grabbing a link to that image. So that is an absolute link, a URL, sorry. A relative link is when you have a video like on your machine, right? And you want to use it on your website. In order for you to access that, you don't have to use that HTTP protocol, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is communicating with computers externally. When you use a relative path, you just specify where it is. An example, if you have a document, you created a folder, that is your name, and inside that folder, you nest an image, then have an HTML file. Let's say you are interested in inserting that image to the page. Instead of using HTTP, you can just use a relative path, which is that with dot, which is dot stands for current directory, which is in this file. Or if you want to go external, which to a file that is outside or a folder that is outside, you can say dot, which means you are going back one time, then slash dot current, which is one dot that specifies this is on the current directory, which is on this file. So that's the difference between the relative. Relative is something that is on your device. Absolute is something that is hosted, which is it can be a resource that you find when you Google. A relative, it's on your machine. So it is. So are we all clear on that? 100%?
Good case.
Can you tell me the difference between absolute and relative?
Okay, so from my understanding, zero definitions as well, I would walk from my understanding. The absolute is anything that is external, so it can be a link, it can be a link to a picture, anything that's not with your machine, that's on your machine. So the relative is internal, so maybe you would have multiple web pages that you create, and you can,
Link.
internally, and yeah, so like pictures, images internal, you can even link something, text to a certain part of your page, way over there. And another difference between the two is that the absolute has the HTTP and the relative does.
Okay, nice. So are we all in the clear? Can I pass this one? Okay, sure. I don't want to leave you behind, guys. Okay. So, yesterday we installed HTML, right? You remember? So we installed Visual Studio Code. So after I have finished explaining this, I'm gonna have to task you guys. Then after that task, I'm gonna give you some introduction on tables. This is what I try to draw and give you a picture that we also have tables in HTML. So first thing first, let's just finish this, then move on with tables and base tag, because with base tag you already understand base tag if you understand relative and absolute, because it is that. Just picture this. Remember I said you created this folder, and inside this folder you have images that you want to use on your website. Then you have this index.html, which is the HTML template, that's where you write it. Just picture this. In order for you to have this image, you have to drill this folder. Instead of using that all the time, have this folder dot, which is current directory, name of the folder, and the name of the file. You can just take the base being the folder name. Just leave the file name, the base, and use the base tag. The base tag has href2. Just use the base tag. It's like you're exposing the folder so that you make everything to be on the same file. Because the minute you write the file name, it's gonna work. But without that base tag, if you remove that base tag, it's gonna show you it doesn't exist on this file, on this folder, or on this current directory. So the base tag is similar with the anchor tag. Actually, it's more of a helper to an anchor tag, especially when it comes to relative value, not on the absolute terms, because you cannot. You cannot. You can, but that's not recommended because, come on, you can just use absolute path if you want to do that. But just imagine if you had 10 images all the time, you have to use the base, it would not make sense. But if you were to take the base and put it on the base tab, but I know I haven't shown you this, I'm going to show you. Everything can be small. You don't have to reference the folder and the name, you just reference the name of the file.
So anything that is within the folder will then automatically.
Yeah, so it's like the base tab is opening the container. So every file that is inside that container is automatically exposed. You can reference it using the name. But before you use the base tab, you had to reference the folder first and the actual name of the file. So in the base href, you just take the folder name there. You just specify the folder name. Anything that is on this folder, expose it globally so that I can access it using just a file name, not the folder name first and the file name. Can you open my files? I want to show you something. Relative links are usually yeah. Just go in downloads or Utilities. Downloads or Utilities. Look at this. See if you can create a new folder. Right click here. This is on this PC / downloads, which is this relative links here. This is the file. If you wanted to use this, just go and folder. Yeah. Just create something. And go inside it. That's after you were inside this. Which is,
So this is relevant.
sorry.
This is relevant. The different relevant in the sense
So let's say this is a
I mean,
relative. Remember, relative is anything that is in your machine right now. So absolutely, it is a link, something, a resource that you can see online.
Okay, so this is the website kind of one, and this is regular topic.
What
Files
file
are
is
just related.
it's here, no, but-
And then because it's on the website. Okay, now I understand what it is.
Yeah.
So I wasn't saying, what I understand because I wasn't seeing anything.
Yeah.
So I need to see sometimes that I'm talking so now
Yeah, it's called
that
association.
is go on the computer, whereas in apps you have to automatically go to websites and you have to have everything on that website and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that I can keep going.
You got it right. Sure, can we let you know this? So this is a type. So it's a thing, like you can use this on the H. This is a relationship. Because if you were to just
I've seen the differences to see from this, like you perhaps double into the
yeah.
That's all I recognize. Okay, this is good.
Okay. So I just created a folder using it. So if you go here, let's say you had a video that was on this folder, you wanted to use on the HTML. In order for you to access this video, let's say your HTML between the same page, dot and go backwards. This yes, that is So,
So there are also, so is there this is what I was play because of the ways that we use it.
okay, we are going to remember the Asia.
Yeah.
These they go both in the Asia.
So yeah, but anything is engineering.
Yes. Yes. You see the Asia here, it is going to be absolutely done. But at the same time, let's say we wanted, okay, on the impact, what would you do? Like, almost on the lab, usually have home services about list of possible services on the page. Then you need to press, let's say services. It's going to take you where? To services page, which means that thing is not absolute because it's within internal. So that's why it is. Yeah. Please allow this question by the way because they keep
So I think that the reason is like in the document you use it in things or is that if you do something that's like that we work out or show you or something like that.
yeah.
What was the question?
Now also like I was like if you use the absolute and the method you work out that
So do you understand?
I think so.
Okay, wait.
Okay, to the bottom.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna just have 1 or 2 slides and you can explain to Hannah. I want to test something. I want to test something. So, references. Remember, I already showed you MDM. By the way, guys, everything that I've taught you so far, I also learned it through MDM. You can basically search everything on MDM. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but for now, let's just focus on one thing, which is HTML, and not start jumping on JavaScript because it's going to cause a lot of confusion. So, okay, since you already know what is MDM, let's focus on this. So, do you have any questions, guys? No. Good. So, can we all open JSBin? Just open a new tab, just write JSBin. Bin. JSBin. JSBin. Yeah. So JSBin is basically an online ID.
I'm lost.
Lost? Sister, sorry, so next time please don't sit back and just
You can actually speak down, just speak down, it's okay. Maybe
Yeah.
no worries, I'm not sure because I'm very so it's like these are all severe offenses. Why are the other ones?
because I was switching from things on here.
Are you working from oh, okay.
That's why I had to switch on.
Okay, but
Okay, guys. Okay, what?
You can actually just write it on the board. That's what I know.
So, what do you say?
No, we said I'm a slave for this time. So I'm saying something.
The reason why I'm saying was because I'm sitting there.
Yeah,
You don't see some stuff because even I don't see it. Because I was asking questions and sometimes I didn't forget to read it. Because you're hiding. Shy? I don't know, shy. Okay, so guys, before sorry, this. So guys, I just want to pass some message. I'm going to give you an assignment. Good thing you won't have to do it right now, but Monday, I want to play the one assignment. By the way, like I'm just here to report that if you guys want to okay, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to have a punishment. Whoever is interested in coming in earlier, can you please inform me first so that I can try? Because I'm here early around 12. If you want to come by and just have more time since we all do not have internet access at home, some they don't have laptops or computers. If you want to come in earlier, please pop me a message. I want to hide them. No? So that. Number 2, I'm going to say, this is my last day, guys. Bye-bye. See you next time. But yeah, so in my assignment, since I've shared the slides with you, right, so I want you guys to surprise you with this. Everyone, just shock me. Just give me something beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna flex on my way.
But in your flexing, make sure every test that you have covered so far is there.
So you want to be on the safe side, or if you can go and so in it.
The interest is already here, but yeah, that's what I want.
So, like,
You might actually
Sorry?
gain maybe like
oh, we have to use okay.
because
Okay.
I'm getting confused between the tag and the element and other
Ah.
so
But you didn't say that I kept asking everyone, you guys proper. Okay.
okay, a
When you
tag
don't
is an
understand
element.
this, sorry,
Is a tag an element?
an element,
Should also include any of the same or the
when we separate them, they're no longer elements, they're text. But when there is an opening and a closing tag, it's an element. Okay, let's just go back to what you understand about elements is elements. You guys in physics at school? I hope I know. Okay.
You should see my physics.
I didn't do physics, but I understand physics. Okay, what do you understand about atoms?
We can't see them.
I need that explanation. So, basically, elements are building blocks. When you break down elements, you get tags. So, a finished tag is an element. And after you break down, the way we build websites, we build it like using components. A header is a component itself. So a component is made up of what? Elements. The whole page is made of components, right? Like a computer is made of components. Like this is a component. A component is something that can be usable. It can work independently. This mouse, it doesn't need this to work. I can take it to my laptop, it's going to work. So that is what is called a component. A component is a finished and usable program. So back to what is an element. An element. A microchip is an element. Right? It is not a component. It is not a component. A piece of something that belongs in something that makes a component is what? An element. You understand? But something that can work on its own is a component. Something that can build a component is what? An element. So when we separate tags, let's say opening and closing, when we have to squint, it's no longer tags an element. Because it's something we see. An element is a cell. Oh, this is a cell. But when we mix a cell with a cement, it produces what? A component, which is a brick. So even in this construct, remember web development is design and engineering. Software development entirely is like engineering plus graphics. Because in front end we talk about how beautiful it is, how usable it is, how accessible it is. So that is design, right? But the engineering part is dealing with a lot of capture, data capture, behavior, controlling behavior. Because when you are programming, the word program is instructions. You basically are said like I'm instructing your own computer, your own machine to do something. So that's what is called programming. Because if I can say program your mind, I'm saying teach your mind, instruct your mind to do something. Right? Even television, we call television programs because they are programming our mind. Right? Seriously.
Well, I think I don't have to.
The first program was a book, black and white screen. But I'm going to tell you the story next week. So, assignment, you got it? And while you're doing the assignment, just take a look at tables. They're not that complex, just take a look. Don't stress about them.
So we did not assignment on this JS Wednesday.
Yes, because in my mind, when you get home, maybe you won't know how to install Visual Studio Code. If you do also Visual Studio Code, use Visual Studio Code. But if you don't have Visual Studio Code, you can use JSP or CodePen, but I recommend JSP.
You can use
You can use Jira. But what is nice about this, you can access it using the phone, which is you can just turn the phone into landscape mode. So, is there anything?
So, the apps is necessary when or you are supposed to be in the assignment.
Which is Anchor. So, I'm expecting at this. If, like, remember we talked about 3 types of things, which is
You and the descriptive. You are
and the full definition. You can do So as long as it's one list, makes it to the page, I'm going to get
extra.
Okay.
Extra.
If you give me the whole thing, I might give it back. I'm lying. So,
What's the list again, sir?
definition list. It's a DL tab.
I didn't make sure.
So the next demo, even if you press DL or definition list on MTN, use MTN to analyze can I take you some trick. You know that everything that you ever wanted is on Google, but you just need to know how to search. That's the thing, we don't know how to search. Be specific when you're searching. The first result is what you're looking for. It might be unfamiliar, but it is what you're looking for. So, another trick. I know that there was no, based on his skills or based on his whatever, based on, how to research, how to book. ChatGPT, any AI tool, guys, just don't utilize it yet.
No, I'm not saying
It's gonna make you lazy.
I'm saying for the guy, man.
Oh, that was before ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
ChatGPT is new. The guy that came on the book, Stack Overflow, and there's a lot of answers in Stack Overflow.
Yeah.
So we don't have to ask question, but here, girls, I was told to tell you this. We don't recommend Stack Overflow and ChatGPT. The only site that we recommend is MDN because it has the fresher stuff and the current specification stuff, which is used in the world. I don't want you guys to teach you something because when you get out of the academic jobs, you don't even know what they're talking about. So the reason why we're giving you MDN, even at the workplace, they use MDN. Even those courses that you watch on YouTube, they use same MDN. So basically, you are getting the same thing from the same source. So it's up to you how to understand it and tell it to whoever is willing to, learn. So assignment. Assignment. On the WhatsApp group, so there is slides over there. These specified on the WhatsApp group. And these slides, I think I'm going to be able to show these at around 8 days. So we have tomorrow. Hey, guys, don't go. I'm going to give you guys, hey, please, guys, don't go to these places, nasty places on the weekend, something like that. No partying, no anything, just stay home in your computer, Wi-Fi, research, please. Because if you don't want us, I'm going to see that, okay, your eyes are red, where are you? But you're not there.
I'm going somewhere tomorrow. I'm facing. In office tomorrow.
Our office, as long as it's working, it's like, okay. Don't overdo it. Yeah. So from me to you guys, time for the day. So, yeah.
Can you just go back to the assignment?
Assignment. Okay. I'm gonna tell you